We're going to look at the whole sequence of events that left 4 people injured and examine whether this bear's complex behaviors are a sign of what the local mayor actually called extreme intelligence.
Or on the flip side, if it's just this highly accelerated survival adaptation.
Right, so what you just listened to was not a real podcast. That is fully AI. That is created by uploading some sources into this AI tool, and it is then able to generate a full podcast where two AI fully fake hosts are going back and forth speaking to each other. Um, there's no paid subscriptions for this. You just need a Google account. They have some plans, but you don't really need to use them. And this is NotebookLM. Now, this is something I recently found, and if you haven't found it and you're studying, this would be great. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it does and how to use it. Okay, so first, what actually is this tool? This is NotebookLM. It is a free AI research tool that has been built by Google. It is completely free, with obviously their free plan. They have the paid plans, but I don't think you really need to use them, to be honest, from what I've seen. All you need is Google account to sign up. And the core idea is fairly simple. You upload sources, it could be anything like PDFs, Google Docs, YouTube links, you can use website URLs, whatever. And then essentially the AI becomes an expert on whatever you've given it. And that's kind of the key point here. It mainly uses the information that you've given it. So if you haven't given it something, it's not going to start going off on a tangent on some random kind of thing. And what kind of makes this different from just asking ChatGPT or Claude something is that it is grounded to what you've given it and it is able to just develop off of that. Um, and as I said, the free tier is fairly generous. You get 100 notebooks, you get 50 sources per notebooks, and it has loads of other features. And its main feature being the audio overview, I believe you get 3 a day. Now, you're not really going to go past that. Now, what actually is the audio overview? It's essentially a fake AI podcast. That's what you heard at the start of the video. And I will show you what that is now. Right, let's get started and I will show you how to use Notebook. Now, Notebook is, I believe it's about 3 years old now. I haven't heard about it, like, ever, to be honest with you. And I'm presuming it used to be a lot worse, and I think now it looks really good anyway. It is Google, obviously, so it uses the Gemini models. So you're going to click Try Notebook LM. It's going to take you to here. You can click Create Notebook. You can also have a look at featured notebooks in the other page. I'll have a look at that a little bit later. But it's going to come to here, and this is where you're going to drop in all your sources, and it can pretty much take in any sort of file. As you can see there, it takes literally everything. So I found this random article about a bear attack in Japan. Apparently, this bear was extremely intelligent, and 4 people were attacked, and it is still at large apparently. So I'm going to use website. It also takes in YouTube URLs, which I think is pretty cool. But we're going to copy that into here and insert. So once you've put one of your sources in, it's going to come into here. And now you can sort of see the source guide here. It's going to give you a lot of it, and you can sort of just now ask it any sort of question. So it's going to give you some kind of suggested questions that you can look for. So how have Japanese laws and safety measures changed regarding the bears encounters? Let's ask it this. And I think the best thing about this is the citation section. So it is going to show you exactly kind of where it's pulled the information from. And it's going to highlight it down here. So it highlights everything down here for you. So if you've got, loads of sources in, you've got all your notes in there, it will then citate everything for you, and you can go straight to each section. And obviously, when you're answering the question with the citations, you now know it is using the information that you've given it. It's not kind of going on some random tangent trying to find something completely different. That's like the difference between asking ChatGPT and Claude, for example, the same kind of question. If you're putting information into here, it's only going to use what it's given you. So once you've got these, what can you actually do with it? This studio section is really good. So it's giving you 9 different options. Now, I came into here thinking it was only the audio overview. So if you click on the little arrows next to here, you can now customize these pretty well as well. So it's going to give you the different formats. So you've got deep dive, brief, critique, and debate. You can choose the language, and there is a lot of languages to choose from here as well, which is really cool. And then you can do the short, default, or long length. So if we just do a default deep dive, you can also give it something to focus on. So it also gives you some options here if you want. So let's do wildlife behavior. So it's going to discuss if these actions suggest high intelligence or learned survival habits. Let's do a safety perspective. And we'll do community safety. Let's do that. So we are going to click generate. And it's going to pop up over in this studio section in here. It says come back in a few minutes, so I'll be back when this has been installed. Actually, while that is downloading, I think we'll have a look at some of these because I was messing about with this a little bit with another notebook, and some of these are fairly quick. So the audio overview itself is a bit mental. That we'll have a look at that once that goes. But you can do anything with these. The mind map I think is cool. The quiz and flashcards are really useful. So if we do some flashcards, you could do number of cards. You could do fewer, standard or more, level of difficulty, easy, medium, hard. So we'll just generate them. And you can generate multiple things at once. So I think you can just generate every single one of these all at once. So our flashcards are ready. Let's have a look at these. It's pretty good. It's actually really good. So what was the approximate length of the intelligent bear? I believe it was 1 meter long. Click space, 1 meter. So then you can click, oh, you got it right. You got it. How many people were attacked by the bear? And it said, oh, I don't know, 25. Oh, it was 4. I got that wrong. You'll get it next time. And then you can also just skip through them, saying, oh, I don't like that one. Let me skip through. How did a passerby deter the bear? By driving their car. You got that right. Well done. Generate Ocean audio is still going. That does take, I think, it's about 5 to 10, more along the 10 side. But the other one is video overview. Now this one is pretty cool as well. That's like the generative audio. This one's a bit mad. You can pick your visual style. So let's go for, let's do some anime bear looking thing. Let's do brief instead of explainer. And we'll just click generate. Okay, so the audio overview has finally generated. That took, like I said, about 5 to 10 minutes to generate. But if we click play over here,
So picture this, right? You are in Fukushima, Japan, and local authorities are currently hunting down this intruder that is just causing absolute chaos.
It's honestly a scenario that sounds straight out of an action movie.
Right. I mean, this intruder completely evades standard traps. It literally shrugs off direct hits from tranquilizer darts. And, well, maybe the most unsettling part of all of this, it apparently knows how to unlatch and unlock windows from the inside of a building to make its escape.
Which is an incredibly specific and terrifying skill set.
Exactly.
so that is pretty nuts to me. I think that sounds fairly natural, especially as fairly natural as AI can get these days. You know, if you do a lot of the kind of text to speech things, a lot of it sounds a bit clanky. But that I think sounds pretty natural. I mean, you've got 2 AI hosts going back and forth, and they were talking about the information that you've given it. You can also download that as an audio file, so you can kind of listen to it on the go. But I think that is pretty nuts. But I think this is where it gets a bit crazier. Now, this interactive mode, it's a bit dodgy. This is where like it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Let's give it a go. Play audio.
So picture this, right?
Okay.
You are in Fukushima, Japan,
And then,
and local authorities
so
are
it's gonna
currently
play
hunting
the
down
podcast,
this
and then if
this
you click
intruder that is just.
join,
Oh, hey there, what's up?
hi, how big is the bear in question? That's my question. It's not stopping. How big's the bear?
You are absolutely right. It really isn't stopping. This situation has escalated into total.
It has. It's like the bear is
So
on a mission and just
obviously it's
won't
not
quit.
perfect. It
Honestly,
is.
it's a scenario that sounds straight out of a high-stakes action movie.
Exactly. I mean, this intruder is completely. Oh yeah. Go on.
No, how big is this bear? Oh,
Yep, go on.
how big's the bear?
That's a great question, and the
Okay,
answer
there we
might
go.
actually surprise you, given the amount of trouble it's causing.
Yeah, you'd think we were talking about a giant grizzly, but it's actually only about 1 meter long.
It's relatively small for a bear, which makes its
And
strength
then
and sheer persistence
I think
even more
it'll
impressive,
just carry
honestly.
on the
Exactly.
discussion.
It's not a monster in size, but it's certainly playing the part of a
Identify will
master
sound a bit.
infiltrator.
What's fascinating here is that despite being smaller, this
Oh,
bear
I've
is
got on a tangent
completely
about a
evading
bear
all the
now. The
standard
size of it.
traps.
And it's literally shrugging off direct hits from tranquilizer darts, which just doesn't seem possible for its size.
Here's where it gets really interesting, and maybe a little bit terrifying for the people in Fukushima.
It apparently knows how to unlatch and unlock windows from the inside.
Okay, that is actually fairly good. Obviously, it needs to try and determine when the end of the question. At the start, it couldn't quite catch the end of it. But as you saw there, you're able to kind of bounce in and ask it a question. So say now, if it's kind of spoke about a point that you were trying to kind of learn about, or a specific kind of section that you wanted to kind of go over again, you could join in and go, hold on, going back to this, what is that? Blah blah blah, and it will then answer your question and then go back to the discussion. I think that's quite cool. Obviously, a little bit buggy here and there, but that could have been me. But for what it is, I think that is pretty good. I can't lie. Who is this actually kind of app for? Who's going to be using this now? Anyone can be using this. Do you know what I mean? I think you could use this for your day-to-day thing. If you just wanted to do some research into something, you could put it into here. If you couldn't be bothered kind of reading massive articles on things. But I think mainly if you're like a student or a teacher, I think this would be a really good tool to be using, especially considering this is all free. You know, I don't have no paid plan or anything. This is the complete free version. And if you're more of a audio kind of learner or a visual learner, I think this is so much better. And obviously, if you're using all of the 50 sources, it's a lot of information to read through. So if you want to listen to it, say you're on the train or the bus or in the car, you can download the audio files, and they do have the iOS app and the Android app, so you'll be able to sit there and listen to it there. But you can do this for any kind of research, you know, whether it's for work, a project, or just trying to understand anything really. Um, and you know, if say now if you're in an office environment and you've had a big meeting and it's been some long meeting, if you've got like the transcript there, which I think most, say no, it was an online meeting, most of them do have transcripts now, you would be able to put that transcript straight into here as one of your sources and kind of get them to speak over it and kind of run you back through what was said in your meeting, which is pretty cool. Okay, where is it? It's just been done. This one here. So this is our video overview. Now I selected the anime style, so let's see if this is any good.
Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving straight into a totally bizarre, high-stakes wildlife manhunt unfolding in Fukushima, Japan.
Video
Imagine
explainer.
a wild animal so desperate and so smart that locked doors and human traps just at a
Okay.
local electronics factory, triggering a massive police response. But guys, this isn't a normal bear. Workers actually watched
This
it use
isn't
its
a
paws
normal
to turn on a
bear.
tap. Experts shot it with a tranquilizer dart, but somehow the anesthesia
Now that is some freeze frame. Look at that photo. That bear genuinely
from
looks
the
monstrous.
inside to stop up to March. Bears sadly starvation as dry animals adapt to beat our.
Now that's fairly good as well. Now I have done an explainer video before as well, and I think that was about 7 minutes long. So the brief ones, it's given 1 minute 53. Now Obviously, it's going to give you different lengths each time depending on how long you want it. I presume you could tell it to do a little bit more. But for what it is, I mean, if you want to study or you're a teacher or anything, I think this is great. I mean, even in a work environment, I think you could get a lot done. I mean, you could put your kind of work notes in here, have it listening while you're continuing on other work. And as I said, you've got all these other things. So if you're a student, you're revising, you could do it. You could create a quiz for yourself, flashcards, data tables, everything. The mind map's pretty good as well. But I think overall, I think anyone can really use this. It's quite easy to use, and I think if you are using it yourself, just start messing about with it. Okay, now where does NotebookLM fall short? Now, I think for the most part, it's pretty good. I mean, there isn't too many flaws. I mean, as we saw earlier, the interactive mode on the audio overview can be a bit, janky. But I think if you're using that, you're probably not going to use the interactive mode too much. The free tier gives you, from what I've seen, 3 audio overviews a day. But to be honest, I don't think you'll really use that too much. You could just create a new account because at the end of the day, it is just free with Google. Create a new Gmail, and there you go. You can get another 3. They do have the mobile app now. I'm not sure what that's like. That could be a bit worse for this. And again, it only uses what you've given it, which is a good thing, but can also be a bad thing. So now if you've given it some information and it's like slightly wrong, it's going to use that information to try and get its point across. But again, could be a bit misinformation-y. But that's again where you sort of sometimes just have to double check. But as long as the information you're giving it is correct, then it should be fine. And for a free tool, I don't think you can really go wrong, to be honest. Okay, should you use NotebookLM? Now, I've used it very briefly, and I'm a fan. I think it is actually a really good tool to use, especially if you're a student. I think this is really targeted to kind of students. Whether you're a uni student, you're in secondary school, whatever, I think this would be great to use. I was never much of a read through my notes. I'd rather have a visual kind of representation or some sort of audio playing. It won't replace your own thinking, but it will definitely speed up the process from kind of getting you to where you're understanding a topic and where you haven't got a clue what's going on. And they also have these featured notebooks before we leave off, and these are pretty cool again. So if you want to look how you can fully use it, you could go into these. Like this Sherlock Holmes one is really cool. Now the fact you can do this with it is kind of crazy. It's created its own. Someone's created a game within it. So if you type in #game into here, it's going to start this Sherlock Holmes game. And I don't think it takes too long to kind of, initiate. There we go. And then pick a story and you can keep going. So I think you can do some crazy things with literally just Notebook. That is crazy. So if you do want to go check it out, I'll leave the link in the description, or just Google NotebookLM. Use your free Google account. You don't need to have the paid version really. But yeah, if you found this useful, thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'm going to be putting out videos like these, kind of reviewing and kind of doing little AI sort of tutorials. Try and get them every other day maybe. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Cheers.